Welcome to Timeless Audiobook, A Dead Draw by Robert Dugoni. Intro in A Dead Draw by Robert Dugoni. Tension coils tightly from the very first page and doesn't let go until the final reveal. This gripping thriller throws readers into the world of Keera Duggan, a fierce former prosecutor turned criminal defense attorney who finds herself entangled in a web of secrets, lies, and murder. Dugoni, known for his razor-sharp storytelling, weaves a suspenseful legal drama full of heart-pounding courtroom battles and morally complex characters. The deeper Keera digs into her client's case, the more dangerous the game becomes. This is not just a legal thriller. It's a story about family loyalty, second chances, and a woman fighting to reclaim her identity while staring down the ghosts of her past. A Dead Draw pulls readers into the dark alleys of justice and dares them to ask, how far would you go to uncover the truth? Keera Duggan is no stranger to the courtroom. Once a rising star in the Seattle prosecutor's office, she's now rebuilding her career at her family's struggling criminal defense firm. Her fall from grace wasn't just professional, it was personal. The remnants of a failed relationship with a fellow attorney and a battle with alcoholism have pushed her back into the shadows. Now, she finds herself battling the expectations of her powerful but morally flexible father, Patrick Duggan, and navigating the volatile dynamics of her three sisters who also work at the firm. But when Keera is offered the chance to represent a high-profile client in a murder trial, it seems like the opportunity to step back into the light. If she wins, this could be the case that defines her comeback. Her client, Vince LaRussa, is a celebrated former quarterback and now a sports broadcaster, beloved by fans and the media alike. When his estranged wife is found murdered, LaRussa becomes the prime suspect. He swears he's innocent, and the circumstantial evidence seems shaky. But something about the case doesn't sit right with Keera. The police seem eager to pin the murder on him, and the media has already painted him guilty. As Keera starts digging deeper, she uncovers inconsistencies, questionable witnesses, and a police investigation that may have overlooked key details. Keera's instincts tell her there's more to this case than meets the eye. She begins to peel back the layers, not just of the evidence, but of LaRussa himself. Behind his charming exterior lies a man with secrets, and Keera must determine whether he's telling the truth or playing her like everyone else. With every step closer to the truth, the danger grows. Anonymous threats begin to surface. Keera's car is vandalized. Her personal safety becomes a concern, but she refuses to back down. This isn't just about her client anymore. It's about proving to herself that she still has what it takes. As the trial date approaches, Keera's world grows more complicated. She's forced to confront her past mistakes, especially her drinking, which once nearly cost her everything. Her ex-boyfriend, Miller Ambrose, now a prosecutor, is assigned to the case. Their shared history adds another layer of conflict to an already explosive courtroom drama. But Keera is determined to prove herself, to her family, to Miller, and most importantly, to herself. The courtroom becomes a battleground, not just for justice, but for redemption. Keera's investigation uncovers that LaRussa's marriage was far from perfect. His wife was planning to leave him, and there were large sums of money missing from their joint accounts. The deeper Keera digs, the more she discovers about his wife's double life. There are rumors of infidelity, questionable business dealings, and connections to people with dangerous motives. And LaRussa isn't the only one with secrets. Someone is pulling strings behind the scenes, and Keera begins to suspect that the murder might have been part of a larger cover-up. The stakes rise when another witness turns up dead, and Keera realizes she's not just working a difficult case. She's in the middle of a conspiracy that stretches beyond the courtroom. Every answer leads to more questions, and every ally begins to look like a potential threat. Dugoni keeps the suspense high, layering plot twist after plot twist, keeping the reader unsure of who to trust. Keera finds herself second-guessing even her closest confidants. Her father seems to be hiding something. Her sisters argue about strategy, and the firm itself teeters on the brink of collapse. The pressure is crushing, but Keera's resolve only strengthens. In the courtroom, Dugoni's mastery of legal drama shines. The trial scenes are electric, full of intense cross-examinations, strategic objections, and shocking revelations. Keera fights tooth and nail for LaRussa, challenging the prosecution's timeline, the reliability of forensic evidence, and the motives of key witnesses. But the more she learns, the more she wonders, has her client been lying to her all along? Could she be defending a murderer? Just as the trial seems to be turning in their favor, Keera stumbles on a piece of evidence that changes everything. It's a dead draw, a legal term for a situation with no clear winner. The evidence is powerful, but it could hurt both sides. What she chooses to do with it could make or break the case. Keera is forced to choose between professional ethics and personal survival. If she brings the truth to light, she risks losing everything. If she stays silent, justice may never be served. But Keera isn't the type to walk away. The final act of the novel unfolds with relentless momentum. The courtroom becomes a crucible, and Keera rises to the occasion. She exposes the hidden connections between the murder and a long-buried scandal involving police corruption and a failed real estate deal that cost lives. The revelation shocks everyone, including her own legal team. In a dramatic closing argument, Keera lays out a story that no one saw coming. The truth cuts through the courtroom like a blade, and the jury is left stunned. When the verdict finally arrives, it's not just justice for LaRussa that hangs in the balance. It's Keera's own future, her reputation, her career, and her sense of self all rest on the outcome. And even as the courtroom empties and the cameras turn off, the story isn't over. Keera is forever changed. She's stronger, sharper, and more determined than ever to keep fighting. The case has shown her what she's capable of, but also what the cost can be. A Dead Draw is more than a legal thriller. It's a portrait of a woman clawing her way back from rock bottom, confronting the darkness within herself, and refusing to let anyone else write her story. Dugoni creates a world rich with character, drama, and the high-stakes chess game of law. Keera Duggan is a heroine who doesn't just survive. She evolves, earning her place among the most compelling characters in legal fiction today. This novel will grip listeners from the opening sentence to the final twist. With its emotionally complex protagonist, tight plotting, and immersive courtroom scenes, A Dead Draw is a masterclass in suspense and storytelling. Robert Dugoni blends legal intricacies with raw emotional power, crafting a story that is not only smart and thrilling, but also deeply human. Audiobook listeners will be swept up by the tension, the emotion, and the relentless pursuit of truth that drives every chapter. Keera's journey is one of transformation. She starts as a woman, haunted by regret, shadowed by her past, and riddled with self-doubt. But through the brutal crucible of this case, she rediscovers her strength and reclaims her identity. Her relationship with her family remains complicated, but she begins to repair it. Her dynamic with Miller, though strained, starts to heal, as they acknowledge the pain they caused one another. And most importantly, she comes to terms with her addiction, choosing recovery not as a weakness, but as a mark of resilience. In the final chapters, Dugoni leaves readers with a powerful reminder. Sometimes justice isn't just about the verdict. Sometimes it's about the fight itself, about standing up when you've been knocked down, about telling the truth even when it hurts, and about finding your voice when the world tries to silence you. A Dead Draw delivers a thrilling story with heart, depth, and plenty of surprises. Whether you're a fan of courtroom drama, psychological suspense, or redemption arcs, this audiobook will keep you hooked from start to finish. Keera Duggan's fire, intellect, and courage make her a protagonist worth rooting for, and Robert Dugoni's storytelling ensures you won't want to press pause. This is a must-listen for anyone who loves a well-told legal thriller that packs an emotional punch and a jaw-dropping finale. Why you should listen to this audiobook? Because A Dead Draw isn't just about a murder case. It's about what it means to fight for your second chance. It's about digging deep, facing your flaws, and emerging stronger. It's about truth, lies, and everything in between. And most importantly, it's a story you won't forget. This audiobook will pull you in with suspense, keep you guessing, with its twists, and leave you inspired by its powerful message. So put on your headphones, press play, and get ready for a journey into the heart of the courtroom and the soul of a woman who refuses to back down.